Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of my career mode series. We are nearing the end of the January transfer window, and there are a few deals that we still need to wrap up. One of those is for Barcelona B's 17-year-old left back Grimaldo, and so we're going to send him a contract offer for $22.50 a week, I believe it is. Tell him that he's going to be with us for 4 years, and tell him he's going to be a squad rotational player, and hopefully that is enough to lure him to Wales. And a couple of days later, we get some good news in an email saying that Grimaldo is now a Swansea player. So we're going to go ahead and accept that offer and bring him on over. That is great news for us because we have another young, exciting talent in our team. And Samir Nasri goes to Inter Milan. That's an interesting move. I thought he would stay at City. But next up, we have a game against Liverpool. And this is the second leg tie of our FA Cup. Because last time we tied 1-1, if you remember last episode. So hopefully we can get a better result at Anfield. Our chance to proceed to the next round came in the second minute when Leon Britton would have a shot into the upper 90, an absolutely beautiful effort, go in to make it 1-0 to Swansea. But about 20 minutes later, the Reds would fire back through Steven Gerrard. What a shot in off the post to make it 1-1 in the 24th minute. But the boys in white seem most dangerous after they conceded, and that would be the case here when Jesse Rodriguez would have a shot into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Swansea. And that goal would bring J-Rod's tally to 24 this season, and we would go into halftime ahead 2-1 against Liverpool at Anfield. But things were only getting better as Semid Yesil returns to torment his old club, getting our third goal in the 62nd minute. A mistake from Areola, our new goalkeeper, would lead to Suarez getting a consolation goal in the 88th minute, but it was not enough to bring them out, and we would win 3-2 to be through in the FA Cup. What a great result, and we are going a lot farther than I anticipated in the FA Cup, and that is always good news. And here we are, transfer deadline day, but sadly we don't do much business on deadline day. And we will go through with just the signings that we made this window, which I feel like are enough to push for that 5th place spot and maybe even a Champions League spot. But we will have to see later on in the season. And here we are, our first game as the Ivory Coast international manager against Cameroon. And I feel like I need to play this game. I'll probably sim most of these friendly games, but I just wanted to play this game just to see what I had, play with Drogba, and really see which players I wanted to use. And here we are, Didier Drogba. I mean, he is just an absolute monster. Uses his pace, uses his strength to have an absolutely crazy shot in the upper 90 in the second minute to put us ahead against Cameroon. And that is how we would go into halftime. We would round off the victory in the 76th minute when Yaya Toure would find Wilfred Boney with a very nice free kick to make it 2-0. And that is how it would end. A very good debut victory for our international management position. And our second game, oddly enough, is also against Cameroon. And Nathan Dyer, while I'm away on international duty, says that he wants to up his contract just a tad, and I will give in because he has been great this season, and I have absolutely no problem extending his contract and giving him a little bit of a pay raise. But we are going to sim this next game against Cameroon. And I don't really know why we're playing 2 games in a row against Cameroon, but I don't really mind that much. I'm just going to sim it, and we tie 1-1. And also, Yepi Yapo has sustained an injury, so we're going to see how serious that injury is in this next email here in a second. And here we go. He is going to be out for 12 days, so that doesn't really matter to us much. But Jerome Lumu is back from injury, and that is exciting because he's one of our first signings, and I really want to begin using him. And Nathan Dyer accepts our contract offer, so that is also great news. And next up, we have a game against Sunderland in the Barclays Premier League, and we're going to get another 3 points, hopefully, here against a team that we really, it's about the same level as us. Maybe we're a little bit higher, but we'll see how we do in this next match. And if this first passage of play is any indication, we are not going to do particularly well. Louis Saha gets it right underneath Areola to get their first goal in the 13th minute, not starting well for Swans. And with that scoreline, we go into halftime behind 1-0 to the Black Cats. Hopefully we can turn it around in the second half. Luckily for us, the second half starts much more brightly. Jesse Rodriguez doing what he does best, scoring goals, and in the 49th minute, he brings us level. Another one of our standout players this season, Jonathan de Guzman, puts us up in the 74th minute to make it 2-1 with an absolutely beautiful shot from outside the area. And to complete the comeback, Swans put together a beautiful passing move to get Jose Rodriguez, the forgotten J-Rod, the third goal. I think it's his second of the season in the 89th minute to put us ahead 3-1. But some subpar defending would allow Adam Johnson, the former Man City player, to get Sunderland's second of the game in the 90th minute, but that would not be enough for the Black Cats, and we would see it out 3-2 to get the crucial 3 points against Sunderland. And after that exciting game, we would get a scouting report from France, and we would look over our youth players that we could potentially sign. And there are some exciting looking players in here. I look at, what their overall could be, what their potential could be is the biggest thing, but also, what foot they use, how tall they're going to be, how heavy they are, because you could have a great player who doesn't use the foot that you prefer like I prefer to use inverted wingers so they can use their opposite foot, or they have 4-star weak foot. Of course you can't know that right now, but that is potentially something that you could look for. And also if someone's big or strong enough, you don't want a 5'5" goalkeeper. So those are things that you have to look at when you're looking at these youth players. But next up we have an FA Cup game against Blackburn Rovers, and we should come out of this game smelling like roses. Shouldn't be too hard to get through to the next round against Blackburn, but we concede yet another goal from the air, this time a very nice header from Rhodes in the 17th minute, and we were behind to the team that we should be beating. But the best player probably in the entire Premier League this season, Jesse Rodriguez, could not stand for that and would curl one into the bottom corner to make it even at 1-1 in the 20th minute, and that is how we would go into halftime. But Nathan Dyer would use his signature move to open up Ite Schechter for our second goal of the game in the 89th minute, leaving it late, but that would be enough to put us through to the next round of the FA Cup. We are putting together a superb cup run, and I'm starting to think that we could go all the way. And let's see who we have next in the FA Cup. It is Chelsea, who put 2 past Man United to get through to the next round. That is going to be a very tough match. They put 4 or 5 past us last game, and that was with a second-string squad. So if they put out a full-strength squad, there's no telling what they could do to us. But the way we are playing now, nothing is impossible. We could go all the way. But next up, we have yet another game against Liverpool, and I feel like we play them every 2 or 3 games, but that's okay because it's always a really great game when we do play, so another game couldn't hurt anybody, and we should be able to get the 3 points here, but of course, against Liverpool, anything is possible. But one of the Liverpool players in form, Stevie G, puts one on target from about 45 yards out and earns a corner. And of course, from corners are where our problems begin, and this one would meet the head of Luis Suarez, who would put one in the net in the 87th minute, but right off of the kickoff, we would get a penalty from who else but Jesse Rodriguez would bury this into the back of the net to put us level in the 89th minute, leaving it to the very end, and that is how this game would end, even at 1-1 at Anfield. And even though we didn't get all 3 points, that was another really fun game to play, another good rivalry sprouting up. But Newcastle United win the Capital One Cup, and good for them. No direct rival there, and I'd rather not one of the big teams win it. So good job to Newcastle. And next up we have a bombshell coming. We have an offer for the manager role at Liverpool, and I seriously thought about it. I mean, a pretty prestigious club, not exactly in the stratosphere right now, but somebody that I could bring up and put back into the top tier of English football. So that was something I was thinking about, but in the end I decided to stay at Swansea. We are building a pretty good project here, and it says there that Liverpool approached Alves for the manager position, and I'd rather stay at Swansea, to be honest. We're just getting started here, and I think you guys would rather me stay with a club that we could all take to new heights instead of one that has been high before and is now, fallen to the bottom. But after that news, we have a game against Newcastle United, the newly crowned Capital One Cup champions. But Jerome Lumu also makes his return and scores very, very early in the 4th minute. And, besides that, there really wasn't much happening in this game, and it would end 1-0. That Lumu goal was the only thing of note in the entire game. Alright guys, that is where this episode will end. A like or a subscription is always appreciated. And also, I'm playing through the summer transfer window of next season right now, so leave some comments, some players that you think I should buy, some positions that you think need strengthening. Alright guys, I will see you next episode. Have a great day.